Okay, let's try this again. Sorry about that. That's crazy. My name is Denise Walsh, and we are going to make sure that this works this time. My internet, for some reason, just randomly stopped working, even though it's been working all morning. Isn't that interesting how that happens? So I connected to my phone's hotspot. So with technology these days, there is always a way, right? Well, thank you guys so much for participating and getting on. This is recorded. So if you have anyone that you know that is at work, couldn't plug in today, please just let them know that it is recorded, and hopefully it will run smoothly from here on out. I am really excited and I'm proud to announce and welcome our guests today. We had a challenge within our Double Diamond team page, and these three ladies earned a spot on this webinar because of their action. Not only are they leaders within the organization, are they promoting, they're all in, they're working it, but they're closers, they're recruiters, they're closers. And I'm just really excited for you to hear how they're doing it, because honestly, they're all doing it differently. I've been on this journey for almost 10 years, and I can tell you there's no one right way to do it. It's not a science. I think that's the hard part about the business sometimes, is that it truly is something where you just kind of figure out your own niche. You figure out whether you love parties, whether you love Facebook, whether you love Instagram, whether you love, blitzing, whatever it is. Figure out your way to market, and then do it a lot, to the goal where you are, to the point where you're feel that momentum brewing within your team. As you know, in order for an airplane to get off the ground, they can't just putter along, put, and maybe just go, a mile an hour, 3 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour. They're not going to gain traction like that. In order to get an airplane off the ground, they've got to go full speed, all in, 110% committed. And then once they get off the ground, they've got more options. They can slow down to cruising speed. They can get on the internet, whatever they do up there, right? So know that these ladies who we're about to hear from have done full speed ahead. They've decided that they want to change their life. And so they're not just putzing around. They're full speed, blinders on, saying no to good things so they can say yes to great things. They're getting their airplane off the ground so they then have more options within their family. So they have, they've got debt that they've paid off. They've got choices. It's amazing. It's amazing what happens. So let's get to the nitty gritty. Juliana, are you on? Can you please unmute yourself?
I'm here.
Yay. Thank you so much. Do we have your screen?
Yes. I'm just trying to get comfortable in my office.
Okay, no big deal. All right, so while you're getting your video working, there you are. Yay! First of all, congratulations on earning the created for such a time as this board. Did you get it in the mail yet?
No, I haven't, but I haven't checked the mail today, so it may be there.
Yay, so exciting. You've earned it. Tell us a little bit about just a brief intro on your story, how long you've been with us, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, I joined 18 months ago, so it's been about 1.5 years. When I joined, I was working part-time at a vet clinic. I was only making $300 a month, and I had just my first daughter at that time, and I was living with my grandparents, and I could not support us at all. My checks were I could barely afford just food and gas to get to work, and I just felt stuck and didn't know what to do. I had no idea what I wanted to go to school for or anything really, so I just knew I loved animals, so I kind of enjoyed my vet job. But I've always loved social media. I was really big on Instagram. I was posting all the time, and So I was seeing all these success stories with It Works. And at first I thought it sounded too good to be true. But then I just started looking more and more into it. And I actually asked my grandpa about it. And he was like, no, it's a scam, run. Like it's a pyramid scheme, sounds way too good to be true. Don't go for it. And so I slept on it, and I went to bed and I prayed and I asked the Lord, I said, if this is the direction you want me to go in, give me a sign because I really want to do this. And so the next morning I woke up and my grandpa was reading the newspaper, and he was going on and on about some guy that he went to school with named Mark Pentecost that had just donated a huge amount of money to some basketball team. And I was like, how do you know him? And I guess they went to school together because I'm originally from Allegan, Michigan. And Mark taught my dad in school, coached him in basketball. And so I was like, well, who is this guy? I know. And I was like, who is this guy? And he said, he's the CEO and founder of It Works. And I was like, what the heck, Grandpa? Like, I just asked you yesterday if I should start that business. And so he was like, go for it. It's a good Christian man. Anything that he does has to be good. And so that was my sign from the Lord. And I joined. I went diamond in 45 days, double in 81. And then on my 1 year, I went triple. So, and earned good bonuses with each promotion.
So life is quite different now.
Very different. I'm home. My fiance is home. We get to do whatever we want. We have no debt. And it's been such a blessing. It's so much fun too. It's amazing.
Now, what I love is that this business can either, fulfill a passion or allow you to fulfill a passion. So you can still, volunteer with animals. You'll be fine.
Oh yeah. Puppy shopping yesterday. Went to every puppy store in Orlando.
Awesome. Now, your name blows up my back office because we have the ability to see who's recruiting and who's not recruiting, like we can see what's going on. And Juliana Huff is all over the place in my eSuite. So I want to hear from you. What is your favorite way to recruit? And then give us a synopsis. What do you do on a day-to-day basis to generate leads and then follow up with them and then close the deal?
Honestly, I feel like what I do is not that special. I feel like people overcomplicate everything. I just live my life the It Works way. I'm wearing the clothing, I'm using the products, I'm being a product of the product, and I'm showing people this is my life. It's allowing me to stay home just by going places and like making those lifestyle posts. People get interested. I don't cold message at all. I've cold messaged a couple times to people that I saw potential in, and it wasn't really cold messaging. I started a friendship with them first, but I like for people to come to me. And so I really just, I'm consistent with my posting. I'm passionate about the business. I make it seem like it's the greatest thing in the world because it is in my eyes. And I mean, that's really all that I do. Just posting consistent and being passionate.
And you're on Instagram?
Instagram and Facebook are what I use. I have yet to throw a wrap party. I'm working on it, but I've used social media to build my entire business so far.
Okay. So let's talk Instagram. How many times are you posting?
Every hour.
Okay. Every hour. And are you switching it up between product and business and lifestyle, or what does that look like for you?
With lifestyle posts, I just go back and forth. It just depends on what I'm doing. So if I'm out for lunch with a teammate, I'm thanking It Works for paying for the lunch and allowing me to even meet up with them. If I'm eating something super fattening, I'm throwing in Fat Fighters. So it just depends on what I'm doing. But I choose certain days to do product to try to get loyals and certain days to do distributors. So even sometimes weeks. 1 week I'll focus on recruiting, and the next week I'll focus on getting loyal customers. Because I like my fast start bonuses, so I try to even it out. But it just depends on what I'm doing, really. But I try to post every hour. And one thing that I do differently that I don't think many people do is I like to stick to one product. I don't like to overwhelm my feed with every single product that we have. Like one day I'll just stick to talking about greens. I'll show my personal review and my personal results and before and afters of the greens, my own loyal customers, because I've learned that that works better too when I'm sharing my customers' results and my own versus someone that I don't even know. It helps when you can tag that customer in the photo so people can see, okay, that's a real person. They can go check out their page. Again, versus just the picture that you got from somebody else when you don't even know who's in it.
So that means you're asking your customers for their stories.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Every time.
Okay. So you're asking customers for your stories, you're posting their stories, you're being loud about the products, loud about the results. And then you said you focus on one product for a while, like a week.
Yeah. Like I signed 60 loyal customers 2 months ago, and I'd say about 70% of them were for greens because I was really focusing on greens. I had some really amazing results, and so I just ran with that, and I was sharing the heck out of my personal results. And that's what my friends and followers want to see is my personal results. And I feel like that's with anything. If you're promoting a business, you need to be a product of the product. You need to be investing in the products and taking your own challenges. So my next challenge is hair, skin, and nails. I just chopped my hair. And yeah.
Your before and after pictures will make you millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. It's powerful. And I know a girl who went triple with no internet just from her phone because she just texted people her pictures. Yeah. You know,
it's crazy. I was there were 3 different girls that I had been talking to about greens for 2 months, and it took them seeing my results for them to jump on board. And it just like a light bulb went off. It's like, why haven't I been doing this for so long? I wasn't using the products consistently. I was just using my loyal customers before and afters. I was like, oh, I'll do it later, or I would forget. And then now I have a really great stretch mark cream before and after and greens, and that's all I've been selling lately. So it works, literally.
Okay, so you're posting every hour. You're switching it up between product, business, and lifestyle. Your products are before and afters. You're staying consistent with one product so people see it. And it's kind of like creating a brain cell for it. People have not heard of the stuff before. And so the first time they may go, wait, what is that? And then eventually, it has to sink in. And then they go, okay, I need it. So posting similar situation, the similar product consistently is smart. Now, are you posting the same posts? Like, can you reuse posts?
I don't like to. I don't ever like to come off sounding like a robot or repetitive. When I'm doing, one thing that I like to do when I'm really trying to go for loyals is the urgency post. So I will say, like, I've got 5 spots. I need 5 models for hair, skin, and nails. Those usually with the captions I'll reuse, but I don't like to do word for word same posts. I do switch it up throughout the week. Will I use the same material like a couple weeks later or the next month? Yeah. But I like to switch it up and keep it different and kind of catch their attention.
Awesome. Okay. Couple other questions about posting. Are you, for distributor posts, what's a good, what ones would you say is your go-to distributor post?
My story. I know that I moved really quickly in the business, and so not everyone on my team has a story like mine. So they always say, well, what am I supposed to say? So what I tell them to do is talk about your why. Be real and raw. Be passionate. Open up with your friends and followers and tell them why you're here. Because someone that's watching your page or on your friends list might relate to that and say, okay, she jumped in this and she believed in this and she thinks that this can change that situation, then maybe it can for me too. So the best thing that, brings me distributors is just my story, my accomplishments, and my why I joined and where I was 18 months ago versus where I am now and where I want to be. I like to talk about my goals a lot because it really captures people's attentions because I go big. I'll put out there, I'm going to sign 50 loyal customers this month. So people are watching to make sure I do it. And it brings me a lot of attention.
Okay. Because that's the thing is you want people to be like, ooh, what is she up to today? Yeah. And and going to your page on purpose because they want to see.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other posting tips?
I had wrote down a couple of things. I think with Instagram, you have to be careful. With Instagram and Facebook, you always want to be professional. I tell you this. I am probably the most outspoken, opinionated person out there, but I've learned to tone it down because I don't ever want to bring someone to my page, a random stranger, and turn them away because we have opinions that differ. So be professional, have a clean social media page, so that someone's coming to your page and it's making them feel good and like interesting to them versus, ooh, I don't know if I agree with them on that. I think that's really important when you're trying to build a business on Instagram. You want to be professional. You want to be that page that people are checking out. You said, what is she doing today? And you want to be everybody's friend. You want to be somebody that everyone can get along with because they want to feel like they're buying from a friend. They don't want to feel like they're buying from some salesperson because then they probably won't buy from you if that's how you're making them feel. But I think that's important. And then that's really it. Everything else I had. I did talk about how to grow your Instagram.
Okay, tell us.
It's taken me about 3 years. I have about 37,000 followers on Instagram. It's taken me about 3 years. So that's something that needs to be understood when it comes to social media is that it does take time. It's not something that happens overnight because building relationships online versus in person are way different. But what's helped me grow my Instagram is shout outs. I'll put together a nice collage, something that'll catch someone's eye of myself and my family, and then I'll either tell my followers, let's do shout out for shout out. You shout me out, I'll shout you out, or I'll do like a wrap giveaway. So everyone that shouts me out will be putting a giveaway for a free wrap, and I'll pick one person. So that just brings a lot of traffic through my page and a lot of new people that I wouldn't have been able to reach had I not done the shout outs. And then just to be active on the pages and accounts that you follow, they may not be following you back, but if you get active and they start to notice you, then they'll follow you and they'll keep track of your page and see what you're posting. And then something that I tell my team that I think is so important is everyone that you're blitzing or everyone you're talking to about the business, add them on Facebook and get them to follow your social media because you might not win them over right then and there. But if they watch you over the next few months, you might be able to win them over if you're posting consistently and being passionate and really just talking about how great this business is. They're going to be watching you. So
what about hashtags? Do you use hashtags?
I don't use hashtags because I think you can get in trouble with them a little bit easier. I know that Instagram and Facebook, they make it kind of hard for us distributors. And I know that there are certain hashtags that can get you in trouble where if they are seeing them, they're going to delete that photo or they're going to lock that account. So my Instagram is actually private, so hashtags wouldn't really do me any good. But I try to stay away from them, to be honest with you.
Okay. Let's see. 2 questions we got. What do you mean by shout out? Tell us what that looks like.
Just like I said, like a shout out is you're going to put together like a collage of you and your family, or if you don't have kids, just you, a nice picture that's going to really grab someone's attention to where they're going to want to follow your page. And then you just say, you post it on your page and say, does anyone want to do a shout out for shout out? You shout out this photo and tell your followers and friends why they should follow me, and I'll do the same for you.
Does that mean it's kind of like sharing your post?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they would just share that photo that you put together. And like with my followers, I'll say, why do you follow me? I want you to put in the caption why you enjoy following me and why you want your friends and followers to follow me. And so they'll put together something really nice, and it brings a lot of traffic to my page.
Cool. Very cool. Do you have more than one Instagram account?
I do. I have my personal and then I have my business. But my business account is more so just for before and afters. It's just a page that I can tag in my business post on my personal, and then they'll go to my business page and they can go through and see I've made posts about different products explaining what they are. My business link is in the bio, and then I've got all of my customers before and afters and their testimonies and reviews. So it's more so just every business post I'm making, I'm tagging the business page so they can go look, and then maybe another post on my business page will catch their attention even more, another product. So it's more so just kind of a go-to. I don't really post consistently on there, just when I have reviews and new before and afters.
Cool. Very cool. Okay, so you said that you're doing a lot of seed planting. I want you guys to hear, at the beginning she said, I want people to come to me. Well, she's not sitting back and waiting for them to come. She's doing a lot of marketing. She's getting out there every single hour consistently. She's changing it up. She's doing stories. She's talking about her why. She's talking about her goals, the success she's had, products, and she's doing a lot to generate those leads. Half of our job is to generate leads, get the rap in front of people. So now that they like and comment, or they start messaging you, what does your follow-up system look like? What do you say? How do you take them from liking the post to becoming a customer?
I get them on the phone.
Okay.
I
Good.
just get them on the phone. Even if it's just talking about hair, skin, and nails or fat fighters, I want them to hear in my voice how much I love the product. So 9 times out of 10, when I talk to people on the phone, I'm able to sell them something else along with what they were originally interested in, just because we're having a conversation. We're figuring out exactly what they want. They might have wanted greens, but guess what? We added in fat fighters because that sounded good to them too. It's easier to really just close the sale on the phone because it's awkward at the end. They're either going to buy or they're not. And that urgency is there. I like to do the phone, especially with distributors. I tell them my why, my story, and what this business has done for me. And I mean, 9 times out of 10, they're signing when I get them on the phone.
Okay. So you private message them, or they like it, you go to their profile, you direct message them and say, hey, call me, or you say, hey, what's your number?
Yeah.
Which do you eat both? Either one?
Well, if I make a post and I'm saying, is anybody interested, message me, I'll have them message me, and then I'll say, hey, can I give you a call? Or here's my phone number, text me when is a good time for you to talk.
Okay.
So kind of both.
Okay. Cool. So getting them on the phone. So there's a system, I think, too, you said sometimes you're focusing on distributors, sometimes you're focusing on loyals. So you want to give yourself time to follow up with them all. Otherwise, it's a wash, right? So do you have like a couple days you really focus on something and then you give yourself time to follow up, or you're just really incorporating follow up with everything you do?
I'm doing it with everything I do.
Okay.
It's like 10 to 12 hour work days.
Yeah. Yeah. You're posting, you're sharing, you're texting, you're following up, you're getting them on the phone. Do you have a Bluetooth?
I don't.
You need one. All right. Barb, where's her present? Yep. I asked Stephanie done that because that's a lot of what she does. She markets on Facebook. Any like or comment, she tries to get them on the phone, right? And there's all these pictures of her like this. And I said, Stephanie, please, will you please get a Bluetooth?
No, I charge my phone probably 6 times.
Yeah. Well, and that's true. We are not just work from home moms. We are work from phone moms, which means that we can do it by the pool, that we can, do it while our kiddos are watching a movie. There's a lot that we can do, but you're consistently working too.
Oh yeah, all day.
All right. Let's see, a couple other questions and then we'll move on. How do you get so many of your customers to give you testimonies?
It's all about creating that friendship and that relationship with them too. I try to be their friend and make them comfortable with me. And I always let them know that if they're not comfortable sharing, that they don't have to. And most of the time they really just go for it. I've had a couple people that aren't comfortable, but all they say is just, don't put my name out there. Don't tag me, but you can share. If I get those ones, I ask them, well, would you be comfortable, sharing with just your family and your close friends? And then, if they want to buy, then get them in contact with me. Because I always have my loyals share if they're comfortable, share their results with their social media and then tag me. But before I do that, I'm always like, hey, do you want to make some money and join my team, or you just want to make me some money? So they make their choice, but it's worked really well for me too, because I'm getting people that will message me, hey, I'm so-and-so's friends. I saw her results. I want to get some too.
So you are asking them for before and afters. Now you're calling them models or product testers. So even when they sign up, are you asking for them to take their before picture and that kind of thing?
Yep.
So this is the goal, is that you get a picture or that you get a story of some sort. So you're coaching them from the beginning to give it to you.
Yeah, that's why I'm giving them the discount. To them, I'm giving them a discount in return for before and after. Like, I tell them, I need models. I need people that are going to, get really good results for me, and I'm going to be able to market those. And they know right off the bat normally. But to them, that's why they're getting the discount, because they're helping me, so I'm helping them.
Okay, awesome. So you're preparing them to take their before to get ready. And then you're also saying at the end of the 3 months, I'm assuming you can let them know, but what about so you're having them post on their social media and tag you, but during that conversation, you are asking them if they want to upgrade, and then the loyals would become theirs.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Any other follow-up tips that you'd want to mention?
I don't know. Follow up as in with distributors or loyals, or just both? Honestly, I just get lucky, I guess, because it's not too hard for me. I haven't had to really follow up with someone several times. It's kind of just, they watch me, it takes a couple months, finally I win them over, and they come to me. I really don't have to follow up with too many people. I do most of my following up with my loyal customers because I want them to become distributors. What, baby? No, I'm doing something right now. You gotta turn it off.
See? You turn it off.
Okay, listen. Okay, she left. Meltdown. I turned her video off.
I know, that happens. Compliance with before and after someone's asking. So do you make sure that they that they have a disclaimer on them?
Okay, listen.
I think that, Melanie, would be the biggest thing, is to make sure that they have the disclaimer on them.
Oh yeah, I make sure that there's a disclaimer on everything.
Yeah.
I normally, with my loyals, I do the before and afters. Like, I make the little collages. They just send me the pictures. But yeah, there's a disclaimer on everything.
Cool. Anything else that was on your list that you want to mention before we move on to Jessie?
I think we got everything.
Thank you, Miss Juliana. Thank you for your tips. Please continue to ask questions if you've got them. I next want to introduce Jessie Mantha. Jessie, so Juliana, you can mute yourself, and Jessie, you can unmute.
Hi.
Yay! Thank you so much for being on. I'm so excited to connect with you and just brag on you a bit, because you saw the prize and you decided. Like you said, game over, I'm getting this. And you went 110% all in. So I'd love for people to just to hear you a little bit. How long have you been in? Tell us a little bit about your story, and then how do you primarily market?
Okay, so I am doing It Works since almost 2 years now. I am from Canada, Quebec. I am 25 years old, and I'm using Facebook only to promote my business.
And you are primarily a French speaker, is that right?
Yes, it's right. I'm going to do my best today in English for you.
Awesome. I know you're nervous. Well, to be honest, I'm so proud of you. And I think that you're an inspiration to everybody on this call because, no excuses. It's happening. And yeah, you're our French-Canadian rock star here, and you own the market, and why not you, right? And I know some primarily Spanish speakers that are on the team, and they have just as wide opportunity as you do. So tell us how you got started, how you found it works, and then what you do on a daily basis to generate leads on Facebook.
All right, so I had Jamie Picca on my Facebook. We still don't know how we met each other, but I had her on my Facebook. And I saw her lifestyle, and it was really interesting. So I just sent her a message, and she gave me information. And it has been 4 years. I was sick. I was at home and was not able to find any job that was good for me because I cannot work long hours, and I was sick on a daily, on a daily basis. So I knew I want to do network marketing. I just did not have find a good company for me yet. I was in another one when I saw Jamie, and I know I needed to find another one. So when Jamie told me about the wraps, the fact that it works as a product that you cannot find anywhere else had convinced me. So I had to borrow the money to start because I had no money. I was sick at home. So I borrowed the money from my boyfriend, and I think one day later I already sold my wraps and my kits, so I gave his money back. And then I go all out. I needed wrap cash as soon as possible. I needed to survive, so I needed money as quick as possible. So I did go all out. I did diamond in 4 months, double diamond in 5 months, and triple diamond in 8 months. And so what I'm doing on a daily basis is that I'm using Facebook. I'm just using Facebook. I don't do Instagram or anything else, so I just focus on Facebook.
Awesome. So how often are you posting, and what are you saying?
So I am posting 3 business posts every day and 3 lifestyle personal posts every day. So the rules of 3-3. I don't just post the product or the business like a ad in a journal or nothing. I made it personal. So I will put pictures of me drinking my greens, of me taking my fat fighters, and I will include it works in my lifestyle as well. So I will put a picture of me in the pool saying, oh, I'm working by the pool. So it's important for me to focus on the 3-3 because people like to see professional stuff and some personal stuff as well. They don't want to feel like you're just there to put ads all the time. They want to get to know you. They want to see selfies. They want to see your lifestyle, and they want to feel a connection with you because people are not going to buy from just a stranger on Facebook. They want, like Juliana said, they want to buy from a friend. They want to buy from someone they feel a connection with. So that's the principal thing I'm doing. It's the 3-3. It's really, really important.
I think it's true. Selfies are better, you guys, than random pictures because people want to. I used to take a ton more pictures of my kids and post those, and Brandon's like, they're very cute, but people want to see you, so try to be in the picture as much as possible and goofy, silly, fun. You want to be warm and friendly, so they want to be a part of the adventure too.
Yeah, and I use the same rules on my business page because I do use a business page a lot. So on my business page, it's all different, like 3-3 every day, and I do it there as well so people can create a connection there. And every time someone like a picture or comment a picture, I connect with them because I think personally that your goal is to create as much relationship as possible. The more friends you're going to make, the more people you're going to have on your Facebook. which is really, really important because the more people that see you and see your profile, the more people you're gonna create the connection and the more people you're gonna sign up at the end.
So what do you say when they like or comment?
So I just send them a message and I say like, let's say, hey girl, I saw you like my post about the business. Would you like to earn extra money? Like, it's not complicated. You just ask them, and then from there you start to build a relationship because you just don't want to like pitch the information and like, okay, no, yes, bye. No, you want to be friends with them. So if they say like, oh, I don't know, I don't like, I'm busy with my kids. Oh, you have some kids. Oh, great. What are you doing as a living? So you do a conversation and you become friends. After that, you can like their posts on their Facebook, comment on their things. So you build a relationship from there. So when you do the follow up, that's when you're gonna work it. But I wait to create the connection with everyone. But the thing is, you need the link between it to become friends. So you can just say, hey, I saw that you like my post with like, and from there you can go anywhere from there.
I've learned to always end in a question as well, so they feel like that you need to respond. So you're asking them questions about their life, you're getting to know them a bit, and then but you're not just generating leads and adding more friends, you're closing the deal. I'd love to hear some closing tips.
Okay, so sometimes I close on the spot. So sometimes I just have a conversation with them and I see that they really want it. So I think the best tips I can give you is don't be afraid to ask the question. Where do you want us to start? When do you want to start? I see that some people in my team don't even ask the question. So you need to ask the question. So, okay, so you see yourself doing it. Do you like your product? When do you want us to start? And always talk about you and her, like not her alone. So I will say like, I know we are going to be good at this. When do you want us to get you started? Like I always talk about us as a team. And since I do that, I close really more people like, oh my God, I feel like we need to do this together and we're gonna succeed. So when do you want us to get started? And from there, they would say yes or no. If they say no, it's no for now, and it doesn't mean they will say no forever. So for now, it's no. You put them like on a calendar or somewhere. You take some note that you need to reconnect with them later on. And later on, you can say, when you have a promotion or something, you can go back to this person and say like, oh, I remember we had so much fun together and I still see ourselves together in this business and we have a good promotion. So I think you should join me so we can do that together and ask the question again.
When would we like to get started?
Yeah.
When would we like to get started? When should we get, what is, say the question again? I want to make sure I got it.
When do you want us to get started?
When do you want us to get started? That sounds better. When do you want us to get started? I like it. I like it. I like that tip because again, it creates that community and you're drawing them in. You're not necessarily saying, good luck, you're going to do great. See you later.
Yeah. And that's the same thing. That's the same thing with customers. I never ever just send my link and say bye. No, I do every step of the way with them. Okay, do you have 5 minutes? We are going to go on my website and I'm going to show you how to create your account and place your orders. So you do it with them all the way through. You don't just give them the information and go away. You're their friends, so you have some laugh, haha, it's funny, here's the greens, you have to the cart, and you do like every step of the way until they have the confirmation. then you have your loyal customer.
Yep. And I found too that even if you're on the phone with them for 5 minutes, it is a powerful way to build rapport. You know, a good 2 to 5 minute conversation, it doesn't have to take very long, but it's a great way to build that relationship and to build that rapport. So then you can just maybe text down the line, or it doesn't always have to be on the phone, but a good first conversation on the phone is important.
Yep.
All right, a couple of questions I'm getting. If your lead is asking you to tell them about the business, do you give them all the information all the way, or do you wait for questions and do it piece by piece? Like if someone says...
Okay. So I always use the same paragraph to everyone, and I share it with my team, and they can use it as well. So what I do is I create like the little conversation. How are you doing today? What are you up to? And then if they want to know the information, I send them the basic info, which is the paragraph I always use. So it's saying what the company is, how you make money, and it's a short paragraph. Like, you don't want to give them too much information. So I just tell them, okay, we have a 500 bonus this month. You make commission when you sell product, and I just give them this information. And at the end, I said, so if you think you would like to do it, I can show you how we can get started together. And if they say no thanks, well, you can keep connection and it's for later. But if they say, yes, I would like to know more, I said, okay, so the business kit is $133, and you will get all your professional marketing stuff and your website and everything. So if you're ready, I am, girl. When do you want to get started? So that's what I do from there. So that's the only information I do before I sign up. After that, they have all the formation on my group and everything.
Okay. Would you mind finding that paragraph and putting it in the chat?
It's in French.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry, I can't.
It's similar. It's just a small paragraph. I think that's the thing is, if you give them a speech, they're not going to read it. People skim; they don't read, right? So you want to give them bullet points, and you want to keep it light and fun. And I've even learned the takeaway sometimes. Like, I'm actually really, I don't have any spots left, but would you like me to know when I do? And then a few days later, you're like, oh my gosh, something opened up. That's been kind of fun. All right, any other tips before we move to Tanis?
I think that just what I say to my team is that you always need to be in movement. So if you don't have any conversation going in private, or if you don't have anyone asking you questions, well, that's when you need to create movement. So that's when you need to send messages to people. You want to send 5 messages per day about the product, or 5 messages per day about the business. But I make sure every day I connect with a minimum of 5 persons. So if you don't have any movement and you're not in momentum, you need to create some. So go talk to people. Go talk to someone new. Go in your Zumba group chat, or your whatever group you're in, and make friends and get them started into a conversation. You always need to be in a momentum if you want to be a massive recruiter.
Awesome. And I love that. We can create our own momentum. It's true. Yes. We have the power to decide if our business is open, closed, moving fast or slow, based on how many new conversations we're starting. Good. Yay! Good job, Jessie. Give her a round of applause. You did amazing. You can tell that you are passionate, because even though I know you were a little nervous, you woo! Second. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay! All right, you can mute yourself, and then we'll have Tanis end the call for us. Tanis, are you on?
Hi.
Yay! Thank you so much for jumping on. You actually got third place for our for our Double Diamond and Above.
I was so excited when you messaged me. I was like, oh.
Thing that we did, but I'm excited to connect with you and have people learn from you because you do something completely different. You certainly do some Facebook and you do some Instagram and you do some social media, but it sounds like you, along with Facebook, are a belly-to-belly girl. So tell us a little bit about your story, how you got started, and then we'll move into how you spend your day.
Okay, well, thanks everyone. Hi, everybody. I got involved a year and a half ago. I literally joined, I used to, oh, sorry. I used to be a gym manager, and after mat leave, I really didn't want to go back. I was sick and tired of working for someone, making him so much money. So I was basically running 3 gyms. I was exhausted. The hours were crazy. So I'd watched people, do different direct sales, and I really did look around, and then I checked out the compensation plan. I was still a little confused, but I was really excited to try the product. So I jumped all in. My husband was like, okay, if you're going to do this, you have to do this, because we were on 1 income after mat leave, and I had to make it work. So 2 of my uplines are like, you need to go to conference right away. I was like, oh, I just joined. I couldn't afford to go. And my husband's like, okay, like, you're going to go. And, we made it happen. So I went to conference last year in January, and I didn't know anyone. I roomed with some great girls that I didn't know. They might even be on the call. Donna Suzar and Tara and a couple other, anyway. And I came back and I was just like so pumped up. I was like, I can do this. Unfortunately, right after I got back, I had a really bad head injury. Everyone told me to stop. Everyone told me to quit. But you know what? That fired me up even more. If someone tells me I can't do something, I'm gonna keep going. And a couple months later, I went diamond, and then I had to rebuild, and then I went double in February, triple in June, and presidential September. Well, that's the plan.
Next month. Whoop, whoop. All right. I love that. Wow. But now one thing I heard is you got to an event. Just for those of you that are on the line, getting to events is huge, and making sure that you're asking your new people to get to events too, because they don't know what they don't know. They don't know that it's important to go until you tell them they need to be there. So be loud about that. All right. So tell us, how do you spend your day, and how the heck did you sign up these distributors and customers during the promotion?
You know what? Honestly, I like to do a little bit of everything. I really focus on my team. I really focus on helping my team, because it can't just be me. Everybody's promoting together. So I really like to tell my team, like, if one thing isn't working, you have to try something else. Because I know some girls who cold message. I don't cold message. I mean, I do things a little bit differently. I do Facebook. I do the 3-3 rule. I'm very consistent every single day. I have to be like, if I was even on my deathbed, I'm going to put a post up on Facebook. I teach that to my team. I will never do something. I will never tell my team to do something if I'm not doing it myself. I really like to do one-on-ones if I'm meeting up with people. I like to get people on the phone. Getting belly to belly is crucial. That's how I got the diamond. I built really quickly. But you know what, I still like to wrap maybe 1 or 2 people a week, but I really like getting on the phone with people. I like to build with referrals, and my key thing is working on my customers to distributors, and then basically teaching them to do the same thing. So I think the basic thing is to keep this simple. People like to overcomplicate it. You just have to have fun with it. It's a relationship business, is what people, I think, forget sometimes. We're building relationships with people. They have to trust us. You just have to be fun. And I always assume the sale. Like, if I'm contacting someone, I know how great the products are. I know how great the opportunity is. I share it with everybody, and I make sure they sign up. So
tell us what there's 3 things I heard. The first one is I want you to share what a post of yours might look like. What are you posting?
You know what? I focus a lot on the opportunity. I think what you put your focus on, that's what happens. Same with your energy. If you're positive and outgoing, you're going to attract positive, outgoing people. If I see any type of negativity of people on my team, I tell them, like, you don't want to do stuff like that. You have to be positive, excited, happy. So, most of my posts are opportunity posts. I do post about the product, but I do a lot about that on Instagram more so.
What do you mean opportunity posts? What are you saying?
I talk about my story, and I'll post about my day, like, does your day look like this? And I'll be out with my daughter. I like to target moms. Not everybody's a mom, right? But I know so many people that don't like their job, they're miserable. And I like to just target different, every day up. I think it's super important because people are always watching you, and you want to be relatable. I really try to focus on opportunity. I do post about the products, of course. I post like other things too, like a funny status or to get some engagement. And it's super important for me is to build my network. I'm always adding new people on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
So that's really important, I think, because I know some girls, if they have 200 friends on Facebook, you need more people, you need more people if you're going to be building on social media.
And how are you finding them?
Just the people you may know. And I also get through referrals too.
Okay.
Even if I'm out and about, if I'm wearing like a knit work shirt, or if I have my card on me and I'm just talking to someone, I go up to anybody. I'm not shy. If you're going to be shy in this business, it's going to be a lot harder. You have to be super confident and excited and happy, and people want to be a part of that, So, I add people on Facebook. I usually add about 10 new people a day. I just go through the people you may know, and I add them on that little bookmark on the side, and I go through and I like their stuff. I never message them and tell them about the business or, but after a while, when you start popping up on their news feed and you're liking stuff on their posts and commenting, they start liking on yours too. So you really have, if you're using social media, you really have to do it, correctly. Otherwise, it's not really going to work that well for you. And again, like Juliana and both the girls said, is you have to stay consistent. That's key. We know that with this business, you have to stay consistent. You can't take a week off. If you're sick one day, you have to just, you have to do it anyway. So, and I teach my team to do the same thing.
All right. So you are posting, you also said that you're trying to get them on the phone and you're trying to get the rep on them and meet with them personally. Tell me how you upgrade a loyal customer to a distributor. What does that process look like?
Well, I really stay connected to my customer. I feel it's really important. Even if a customer is being negative or they're not really trying the product or they're not being consistent is what I mean. I stay connected to all my customers. That's super important to me because like 90% of them switch over to distributors. I keep them really excited. I add them. I tell them about the opportunity from day one. I say, hey, if you're using the product, you might as well, do you want to use the product, make some money and have fun with the team, have, friendships, and every single person's a little bit different. I like to grow relationships with everybody, but every single person's different. So, that's why I like to meet one-on-one with people. If they don't live here, I'll get on a Zoom with someone. But the thing with social media is if you're just messaging someone back and forth, I don't know, getting someone on the phone is so much better.
Well, you do. You're all of a sudden your friends,
Yeah.
All of a sudden it's a deeper connection, and it's easier to ignore someone you're not friends with. But when you're friends, then it's a lot harder, and they will.
And you're always leading with a question too. I think if you're giving someone so much information, they don't have to respond to you. I look back on my posts from when I started. I was like, oh my gosh, but I had no idea what I was doing. And then I found what was working for me, and then I just kept doing it. And so if you're going to write like a huge paragraph, people have tried to recruit me for things before, and, even now, and I'm just like, oh gosh, you don't want to do that. You want to lead with a question. They're going to respond to you. And then, you just keep going back and forth. You don't have to have it all about it works. You ask them about their kids, ask them how their day is, what they do for their job. Just say something funny that happened. Just, keep talking. Like, you don't want to have it all about it works, because it is a relationship business, and you really have to build that trust and, be confident with that person.
So for your loyal customers, you're keeping in contact with them. You're asking them, hey, do you want to make money while you're using the products?
Yeah.
You're asking for referrals. Do you give them anything as for referring?
I do. If I always invite, we do team parties too. I do like launch parties too for people, or wrap parties. I haven't for a while. I've been doing them more online with my team, but I do. If they give me referral, if they give me a couple referrals, I'll give them like a facial, or I always give all my customers green samples, wow, in the mail. I send all my customers thank you notes. I do, whenever I do, if I know someone that I really want on my team and they're not really responding to me, actually a couple of my rock stars on my team, they ignored me for the longest time. I made them my winners on my party, and I sent them a thank you card, and I sent them a wrap and a green sample, a chew, and a wow, and just thank them so much for coming to the party. I think really being thoughtful and kind in this business is super important, because that's just, I've always been taught to just treat people, like, with respect, and just that, if you're going to put that out and help them, they're going to be like, oh, wow, like this is a really nice business. Like that's so nice of her, and I just do it because I appreciate them. And, if you're grateful and you're helping people, like it's just makes the business so much better too. So I do like to do that. I probably do that a couple times a month at least. I'd like to do it more though too.
So then what do you say when they when you've got a special, or you go back to them and you say, hey, if you ever thought about making money, now is the time? Or how do you actually get them to switch?
I'll message them. I'll be like, hey girl, like you should totally do this with me. I've been thinking of you. I actually had a girl message me yesterday, and she's been following me for a while, liking my posts. I don't like to pounce on them right away. I like them to like a couple things, and then I'll casually message them like, hey girl, I was totally thinking of you. And actually I was thinking about this girl, and I added her onto our team page, and hey girl, I'm really excited. We're having this crazy promotion right now. I just thought of you. You'd be great on my team. That's all I say. And then they respond. They're like, oh, really? I've been watching you. And that's the thing. You want to be exciting. You have to, like, especially if you're using social media, you have to be talking about the opportunity, the products every single day to get people excited. Because if you're not excited, they're not going to be excited. And then they ask you questions about it. And then, I don't ever like to talk about the money part to brag or to but if someone hears that someone's making all this money, like not me, I'm just in general. But, people need that hope, and, like a diamond, like when someone gets a diamond, like that's life-changing for most people. I mean, even girls on my team who are getting to emerald or ruby and emerald, like people need to know what's in it for them. It's about them, and it's not ever about you. It's always about them and their family. So I think if you really just keep that connection and get the conversation going back and forth, and then I always assume, I'm like, okay, so when can we get you started? Like, let's start this. Let's do this. Like, I'm going to help you get your customers. Like, let's get going with this. We can do a online party. I'll introduce you to the girls on the team. We have such a great support, and it usually works.
Awesome.
That's what I do.
Good job. All right. Do we have any questions? I don't want to keep us too much longer than an hour. Was there anything else on your list you wanted to mention, Tanis?
What else did I have? I think the biggest thing with this is and I think both the girls can say the same thing, and you, Denise, of course, is that if you're spending a lot of time on this and you're sleeping, breathing, it works, it's going to take off for you. If it's taking you a year to get to Ruby, that's fine. Like, just keep at it. And, I decided from day one what I wanted. You have to really need this or want it, or it's not going to happen as quickly. So I think people really need to, figure out what they want, and just, you can be a recruiter if you want. You just have to put in the work.
Awesome. Awesome.
Sorry, I'm kind of babbling.
Awesome. Well, it's one of those things where when you're always planting seeds by posting consistently, by posting about the product and being excited and passionate, posting about your lifestyle posts, posting your why, posting your goal, you're always generating those leads. You've always got people to follow up with, which means you've always got people closing. If you're signing up, even if you're completing steps to success, if you're signing up 4 customers a month and 3 distributors a month, and you're building relationships with those people, and you're helping them to expand their network, and they're signing up 4 customers a month and 3 distributors a month, your team is going to, within 6 months, you're going to have more than 1,000 distributors on your team. And everybody knows 4 people, mom, aunt, sister, cousin, who will sign up and try a product to support them. So one last question. Jackie's wondering, how many hours a day do you think you work right now?
Oh, you know what? From the time I get up to the time I go to bed, I honestly am like so involved. You can ask my team on our team page. I don't know. It's so on and off all day. Probably at least every night I'm on 5-6 hours.
Awesome. Awesome.
But I mean, I think it's kind of like 24/7. Like when you get up to when you go to sleep, I'm always on my phone. My team always knows they can get involved, get in touch with me. And I think the biggest thing is you can't do this on your own. You have to have your team doing it with you, because it's great if you can recruit people, but your team needs that support and help too. So I really try and build my teams, and the connection with all of them is super important to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for those of you that want to be a recruiting queen, you have heard it. It's just a matter of finding your niche. Do you love one-on-ones? Do you love parties? Do you love Instagram? Do you love Facebook? Do you love expos? What is it that you love? And then do it a lot, even if you're sick, even if you don't feel well, even if you've had a bad day. And we're not saying that you can't go to the pool with your kids. You can. But just be intentional when you do it, right? Be intentional with talking to people and having friends over and scheduling play dates and all that stuff, because it can and will absolutely change your life, just like it's done for these ladies here. One last thing I want to mention is Mark Pentecost said that the one thing he regrets with his previous business is that he didn't realize they were in momentum. And he wished that during their momentum season, he would have pushed harder, because companies only grow one time. And he wished that he would have done that extra hour, that he would have, because you know what, when you're on that upswing and we're not international yet. Oh my gosh, I just keep thinking, we've got so many more we are international. We've got so many more countries to open. I was specifically thinking of Asia and Mexico, which were mentioned on the last time I talked with Mark. So there's just many more people that need to try this product. We're at the beginning of momentum right now. We're not tipped, and we've got so much room to grow. So just know that the work that you're putting in absolutely is worth it, not only for you, but for your teammates as well. So thank you guys so much for being on, and for Juliana, Jesse, and Tana sharing your thoughts and wisdom. We so appreciate you guys. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Let's go get them.
Thank you.